there, thank you for joining me to learn even more about our awesome dunes. We've already learned how they form and why they're here, and we've learned a little bit about how they protect us. So today we're going to talk about how they change with our use. Now they've got really important jobs to do, and some of those jobs cause the dunes to change over time. Let's think a little bit about how humans use the dunes and how that could cause them to shift. We like to play in the dunes. They make a great place to walk around, to play games in, to build sand castles, to have picnics and so many other fun things. But how does that change the dune? Now think about it, when we're walking around on the dunes, picking sand up, walking through the grasses, we could be potentially disturbing the plants and animals live here. But it also could be changing the shape of the dunes. Not only that, it could also affect the strength and stability of the dune systems all the way around. Look at how much just my steps are affecting the sand beneath my feet. Imagine that happening thousands of times a day. So what can we do to make sure that our actions aren't impacting on the dunes? Well, just like humans, dunes need time to rest. They need time to recover, and sometimes they just want to be left on their own. Next time you're heading to the beach for a beach day, just look around you and see how busy the dunes are. See if you think they need a break from people, and perhaps you could have your picnic on the beach instead. So how can we make sure that our actions aren't impacting the dunes? Well, over-recreation happens when we don't give our dunes time to heal. Just like us, they need time to be left alone in peace. We need to give them the space they need to rest and recover. Humans could also cause problems in the dunes by developing the areas around them. By putting in car parks, widening the coast roads, and popping houses a bit too close, all of those things affect the natural movement of the sand dunes. The beaches are super popular in the summer, and isn't that great? All of those visitors spend money in the town by parking their cars, eating in those cafes and shopping in those shops, and that's super important. But remember, if we want our dune systems to thrive, we need to make space for them to move. It's not just us that love the dunes. Plants and animals love it here too. In fact, sand dunes are one of the most ecologically important habitats in the whole of the UK, and that's actually partly because some of the habitats you find here can't be found anywhere else. Healthy sand dune systems are home to a huge mix of fascinating wildlife, including plants, fungi, invertebrates, amphibians, birds and mammals. Many plants and animals have adaptations which allow them to survive in really extreme conditions. They might be super tolerant of the salt from the sea. They could be really good at growing in this really windy environment. But not all of these plants and animals are good. Some of them might be invaders. Invasive species are plants or animals that aren't normally found in the UK. They've made their way here from other countries. Now, this isn't often a problem, but the problem occurs when that species is stronger or has no real predators than the other local species. It can then outcompete and take over a whole area. This could potentially impact the diversity of the species that we find here in our dunes. Sometimes these invasive species have been introduced by accident, but sometimes it's on purpose, and without really fully understanding what that could mean. These invasive species grow stronger and quicker, and they're smothering the local ones. And although they look pretty and do host some wildlife, it's meaning the local plants don't really have a chance to survive. It's completely changing the plants and the animals that we find in our dune systems. So what can you do about it? You can do a dune survey, take an interest in what's around you, keep an eye out for anything that looks a little bit different than normal, and tell someone if you find something you've never seen before. You never know, it could be a new invasive species. The other thing you can do is be careful what you take into the dunes. We know that lots of plant seeds travel in mud, and they might be on the bottom of your shoes. Make sure you're looking at what you're taking to your dunes and don't leave anything behind you. Thank you so much for joining me. Join again next time to find out even more about our awesome dunes.